Broadway, listen to the Broadway beat. Broadway makes you wanna move your feet. Everybody's tapping into everything that's happening on Broadway beats. Broadway beats. Broadway beats. Broadway beat.
Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway Beat. Lydia R. Diamond's new play, Stickfly, has come to Broadway's Court Theater. Grammy Award winner Alicia Keys is not only one of the show's lead producers, but she also wrote the show's original musical score. And I'm here on the red carpet to celebrate with the company on opening night.
I feel amazing. I couldn't feel better. You know, it's such a thrill actually to be able to go into a new venue, a new area, and one that I have so much passion for. You know, and to see it thrive and to see it being received so incredibly well by people, it's just natural and it's so beautiful. So I'm like soaring.
And writing the music, what that's been like.
It's really wonderful. It's a brand new experience for me, and I really love new experiences. I think you can be unique. You can be kind of fresh, you know, with a new experience. So I really wanted to approach it with as much emotion as I could to support the emotion of the moment in the play. And I hope people are responding to it because I really love doing it.
I was driving down Lakeshore Drive and I heard a thing on Science Friday on NPR, and they were talking about how entomologists study flies, and that's like where the title came from. But mostly I knew I wanted to write a play about a family, and I wanted it to be traditionally structured, and I wanted to explore the themes that I always explore in my work, class and race, and I wanted it to be funny. So
Lydia is intelligent, she's funny, she is a master craftsman. I don't think there's a voice quite like hers out there, and she's putting the words into a group of people that we usually don't hear from, upper class African Americans, and it's a play that includes everybody. I think it's a groundbreaking play, and I think it's a game changer.
This is Taylor Bradley Scott. Beautiful, isn't she?
You didn't tell them about me?
Oh, ho, ho. Okay, nice. Well done, Miss Bradley Scott. Beautiful doesn't do this exceptional creature justice. It is an honor, my dear.
Dad, I mentioned Taylor, my fiance. Her father was...
Of course. James Bradley Scott, yes, of course. Well, again, it's so nice to meet you.
Dr. LeVay.
Not too formal. Dad would be weird, huh? How about you call me Joseph?
Okay, Sir Joseph.
Your dad was a great man. A great man. I just regret I didn't have the opportunity to know him.
Yeah, I regret that too.
It's been a year now? So sorry for your loss. Grief's a bitch, huh?
Guess so.
Which was my favorite? You boys remember? I had you read it, write a report one summer. Yes, it's right here. It's right here. The Bonds of Intellectual Freedom.
That's a lot of people's favorite. Are we playing or not, guys?
Won him a Pulitzer, didn't it?
Yeah, his second. So, whose turn?
They're kicking their asses, I see.
Yes, sir. But it's no fun. They don't want to play.
Because you kicking their asses.
Trying.
Cheryl, as I live and breathe, this is not the little girl I saw last year. Surely not. Woo, boys, we've got a ravishing young woman toiling away in our kitchen.
Dr. LeVay, Mom said you would know. It wasn't Mrs. LeVay supposed to tell you. Mom's sick.
Still?
Again.
I'm sorry to hear that. Please, give her my best.
Yeah, I came up on Thursday. Where's Mrs. LeVay?
I'm sure we're in good hands.
Can I fix you something?
Oh, that'd be great. You know what I like.
Yeah. Black or white rice?
Let's keep it black.
Okay.
That's the most...
Yeah, I know.
The complexity of the play, I like the fact that our issues are family issues. They're not racial issues. They're not issues about America. They're issues about family. How family works and bounce off each other. That's what I love about this play, and the language, obviously.
Let's talk about Lydia's writing. I loved this play. Talk about her as a writer.
Lydia Diamond is an extraordinary writer because she not only understands language and style and poetry, she understands pathos and conflict and romance. So she brings all those elements into Stick Fly, and then we just fly with it.
Kimber is an interesting character. She's kind of a conundrum in that she's, you know, very educated and very privileged, but she, you know, she teaches in the inner city, so she's trying really hard to sort of compensate for that or be better than that. But at the same time, what does that mean? So there's just a lot of questions, and I like complex characters, so I'm enjoying that.
Look, this is ridiculous. We're indulging her. We all went to good schools here.
By good, you mean white.
There were black folks like me at Exeter and Harvard.
That was my problem. The black folks at Harvard were like you.
What?
Oh, come on, I couldn't have hung with your crowd. You were flying to Aspen for the weekend and driving around in SUVs and shit.
I had Dad's old Saab.
Oh, well then.
Cheryl.
What coffee, huh?
No, thank you, but Cheryl, you went to a nice school.
Cheryl had a scholarship to the best high school in Manhattan.
That must have been a trip.
It was alright. Classes were amazing.
But didn't you feel out of place?
Why?
It just seems like it would be a difficult transition.
From what? I went to grade school. School is school.
The main thing that attracted me to Lady Diamond's words was what she did not write. Because so much in families is about what is unspoken. And she really captured that accurately, I felt. There's so many things that lie beneath the surface that show their face every once in a while. And she did a great job of illustrating that in her play.
Well, it's like real people. When you go to, the family dynamics, it's what people don't say, that hurts the most or gets to the most.
Right. And then people always, act like things are much better than they really are a lot of times. There's always the love there, but there's always that little dysfunction that's going on underneath. And as I said, she did a great job. So Lady Diamond is the main reason why I came to do the play.
Well, I fell in love with the play because I felt like this play was about a side of African American culture that we don't often get to see in theater. We don't often get to see in television, and so it's just a story that I felt has been undertold, and so that always attracts me. I'm always like, oh, that hasn't been told yet. I want to do that. And then working with Kenny and Lydia Diamond, and there's so many things that I just was like, this is the project for me to do at the moment. Yeah.
Just talk about Lydia as a writer. I think this is such a brilliant play because it's what she hasn't written that's so amazing.
No, absolutely. This play there's so many nuances in this play. Lydia Diamond has managed to capture the reality of this world so very well, to the point where even the actors, every single night, and this happens with a lot of plays, but every single night there are things that we are like, oh, I didn't even, is that what I say? You know what I mean? So she really there's so many layers in her writing, truly.
Well, let's talk about the role. What do you love about her, and who is she?
Cheryl. Cheryl is an 18-year-old student. She is the daughter of the maid for the family, and her mother's not able to come this summer, so her mother sends her in her stead. So it's interesting because Cheryl, Cheryl's from Brooklyn. She comes from a different socioeconomic background than the family, but she also went to one of the best high schools in the city, so she kind of comes from both worlds, which actually is great because she's so educated, but it can also be very difficult for her because she doesn't really know, at times, she doesn't really know where she belongs, and she has a thing about feeling as if people don't see her, and that's something that I know from in my own personal background. I can relate to that feeling, and so that was what I connected to with her initially.
My friend, she's Italian.
You mean she's white?
She's Italian.
Well, is she here?
She's coming tomorrow.
You want to lay the groundwork for your mother, huh?
Well, both of you. Just thought it'd be good if you know.
Sound like you're embarrassed.
No, just aware. Mom's gonna freak, isn't she?
It's hard to say. She got a lot of other stuff on her mind.
She all right?
You know women. Hey, so, you been to visit this girl's people?
Just the artist aunt in the city. We're gonna drive up in a few weeks. They're in Kenny.
Bunkport? Oh, yeah, I'm sure they're gonna be happy to see you.
Well, the thing I love about my character Flip is that he's unapologetic. He has very little verbal filter. So whatever he's feeling, he's saying. And he's kind of a little bit of a bad boy, but it's more fun playing that kind of guy for me because I get to have so many levels and I get to have a lot of fun with it. My crassness, the audacity, the audaciousness in my words. I have a lot of fun with it.
And coming from TV and film, what it was like for you working in the rehearsal room on a play?
It was great. I mean, it was different because with a play, obviously you have to learn the whole script. And in this particular play, the way that it's the way the set design is, not only do we have to learn our lines, but we have to know their lines as well, because we have to know when the cue is for us to come in for our side. So it's been a great process, but you know, usually when you're doing film and television, you can learn scene by scene. You know what you're going to shoot tomorrow, and this you have to come ready knowing the whole thing.
You know, Taylor is very complicated and flawed and smart and funny and awkward, and I hope that she's lovable. I love her, and I'm so excited because so often with African American women, the characters are one way. They're either fierce and fabulous or downtrodden or smart and lawyer and this, but they don't really have a whole lot of colors to them. And this character is so complete and so complicated and so layered, and I just love her so much, and I'm just so thrilled that Kenny and Lydia trusted me with her tonight, and I'm here tonight.
I was going to ask you, talk about Lydia as a writer. I think it's such a beautiful play, and it's what she hasn't written in the play.
Yes, there's so much in subtext. We learned so much in school about subtext and what's not said. You know, there's an O'Connor play happening right now, and he's the king of that. So, you know, the characters, every night it's different. Every night I can play with colors and different intentions with the lines, and it is such a joy to be on this playground every night with this fabulous cast of people. And Lydia is just an incredible, incredible voice, and I'm so happy that she's finally on Broadway and people will know her name.
It's anecdotal. Don't you remember the dividing point? Like, you could play with anyone to like 5th grade, and then it was over. Whites over here, blacks over there.
You remember that, baby?
Yeah, actually I do.
Boys play sports, it didn't matter so much.
And beyond Jack and Jill, there wasn't much at all to do once you were a teenager.
Jack and Jill?
Jack and Jill didn't let your people in.
My people weren't so much welcome to Jack and Jill either.
That's not true.
Jack and Jill?
Lower middle class, single parent, wasn't gonna happen. But still, not my point, the party. I was heartbroken and I didn't understand, and I guess Mom was damned if she was gonna spell it out for me. So she was like, look, baby, you just have to look at everyone like they're bugs under a microscope, like ants. Figure out the patterns.